Good evening, Spiritual Collective. So tonight when I asked what we needed to hear, what was the message that would help us move forward into the coming days, the Eight of Fire, this came out, there was movement to it. So it kind of felt like it is a moving forward, but it is cautionary not to stop. It is cautionary. There was enough movement here to where I would feel that there is some extra push here to move forward. You may feel a little resistance to moving forward. I also think that because the next card was the Four of Earth, there's definitely some stability here, which is good. And maybe you might feel the need to feel more, maybe you feel like there's more stability. Maybe you feel like you need to take a rest, which is fine, but don't be complacent. I'm feeling like this is an okay energy for it. Like, it feels like, yes, you're stable. Yes, you possibly move forward. But because this card had so much sway to it, so much movement, I feel like there is a feeling that you may either feel like there's too much chaos and you want to take a break, which that might be the case for some of you. So some of you may feel like you've had a bit of chaos happen lately, and so now you want to be stable and rest, which is fine. I just feel like there's also a message here for some people not to get too complacent for too long and to stay stagnant, because you need to move forward with passion and rebirth yourself. There's a lot of creativity here. There's a lot of like shedding of old ways and moving forward, becoming something new. But definitely there was a creative spark here, a fire, a determination. So it's important that you embrace this. Leading to the Queen of Earth. Again, there is prosperity here. There is stability here. But there is also a need to move forward and to keep with momentum. Okay? A day of rest is not a month of rest, okay? A couple of days to take for yourself to feel more grounded is not a year of not moving forward, right? Okay? You see what I'm saying? Okay? So I feel like definitely with these cards coming out, there is movement, there is passion. But again, there is a warning not to stay in a complacent, rest on your laurels energy that tends to creep in. Or you may feel you get knocked off a bit. Things may feel chaotic for a while. You rest and then you don't get back up. You need to monitor yourself with this, okay? Journal about it. Make sure you don't get into that kind of situation where you're doing that. Okay. Let's see. Acceptance. Accepting who you are, accepting that you have patterns, accepting that sometimes that you do let yourself down. Sometimes you do, possibly unknowingly, obviously, you don't try to work against yourself. But also acceptance of not only, like, obviously who you are, but, like, where you want to go. Acceptance of finally like allowing yourself to explore what you want to explore. Acceptance, in accepting yourself, if this is who I am, this is who I want to be. I'm no longer going to hide this or be ashamed of this. Acceptance in all areas. Acceptance of the things that you could do better, and acceptance of the things that make you you. There's going to be some exploration here too. A lot of inner exploration that you need to take the time out to do in order to be really comfortable with who you are, your stability, and moving forward. Okay? Contentment. Contentment. Okay. So definitely there's this acceptance, commitment. Don't forget commitment, contentment, and you know, this kind of energy here where I feel like you're sitting with yourself, being there and really looking at yourself. But what did I say? Don't get too comfortable sitting and staying there. Okay, do this, but don't get too complacent. I told you there's something here. There's like a warning, like, hey, don't be too complacent. Letting go. You need to let go of some things, possibly maybe some physical things, but definitely letting go of some emotional things. There's some things that you need to really sit with yourself, again, with this acceptance. And so do take advantage of this calm, reflective, resting energy in order to look at what you need to let go of, to do the contemplation. So you can use this in a productive way without letting it stagnate you and without letting it keep you from moving forward. But you're going to have to let go of some things. I feel like these things have gotten you confused. Again, confusion. There was confusion, I feel, and unraveling. So there's some mental things that you also need to let go of. Some traits, some habits. There's some habits that you need to let go of. Habits and mental habits. Okay? Be spontaneous. Be spontaneous. Again, with this, I told you, you need we need to be moving forward. We need to be going for it. We need to be rebirthing ourselves. We need to be walking into our newest transformed self. We need to be going. We need to be moving. And you need to be spontaneous to do this. There's something about, maybe like when you feel yourself, maybe that's something that can get you out of this like energy of complacency or of sitting too long in a certain way of being or comfort. Being spontaneous might get you out of that comfort zone, might help you, getting out of that comfort zone, helping you move forward, helping you let go of things. Letting go, being spontaneous, you know, getting out there, getting things moving, but starting by being spontaneous. Communication. You need to communicate with someone, communicate with others, possibly doing some networking. Of course, do this in a healthy way. Do this when it is right time. You don't want to force things. You don't want to, force things that aren't ready. Okay? Especially if you feel you have a lot of competition or you got a lot of envy or you got a lot of haters in your arena. You might want to be careful who you communicate with, but also you do need to communicate in order to get yourself out there. I got patience and I got innocence. Patience, you need to be patient. You do need to be patient while moving forward and knowing that it's not all going to happen all at once, that it takes time, and to not let this time there's this balance of being patient, of waiting, of being content, of accepting things, and letting go of like this need to like be in control and have everything happen the way you think it should. Okay? But again, I'm sorry, going back, there's this balance between sitting and being in that contemplation and that acceptance and being patient in that energy and then getting it going. Getting it like, be patient while you're moving. Be patient. Take some time to do the contemplation, but do a lot of moving and a lot of forward momentum. What do you need to do to take whatever you're doing to the next level? And do that thing, even if it's a small step. Get a habit tracker. Do something. Try to take those small steps and be patient. Don't have these huge, high expectations. But also, too, don't give up. There's kind of like this balancing, right? Innocence. You need to approach something with a feeling of innocence, of newness. I'm getting newness. I'm getting of newness, innocence. A kind of gentle way that you approach things. You're going to want to approach things like, don't be naive, obviously. Don't be innocent in that way. But there's something about the energy of pursuing things in a new and innocent kind of way. I don't know if that makes sense. Being open. Maybe that's it. Open in an innocent way. But obviously not letting yourself, like, be victimized. You know, there's vulnerability in a good way and in a bad way. And we want to do that in a good way, right? Don't let old memories get you down. Okay? Try to think about positive, sometimes, because this came in reverse, and with this card, and I feel like sometimes you can dwell in your mental space with memories of not so good things, and it affects your positivity. Okay? So you're going to want to keep an eye on this when you start feeling down, when you start thinking about things that are in the past that are less negative, and it affects your positivity. Positivity came out, so there's a possibility, yes, of positivity being there. You definitely do have a lot of things to look positively at, but getting stuck in this negative reliving old things of old memories is not going to help you. When you do that, yeah, you're going to want to figure out a way to catch yourself and to spin it around and be positive. Okay. You know, maybe that whole spontaneous thing in the mind, you know. Letting go of these bad memories, being spontaneous and changing your mental outlook, changing your thoughts in order to be more positive will help you engage in more positive. Okay, so like, let's say you're getting in a little funk and then you notice that, and so the soonest you can do something that brings you happiness and joy, you need to do that thing. That's how you need to make a note of, like, if you can't get around to it right then, you need to make sure that you get around to something that brings you joy soon. And you also want to catch that thought, okay? Abundance. Yeah, abundance is yours. You might feel sometimes like it's not showing itself in a way that you feel like it should, or that it's like you might have some hang-ups around abundance. I feel like there is that, but it's definitely yours. You do have abundance, okay? I feel like there's really no doubt about this, that you do have a lot of abundance in your life, and that you need to look at it for the abundance that it is, okay? Maybe something that'll bring you positivity is like maybe spending some time with some of your things. I know this sounds really materialistic or whatever, but you know, maybe just spending some time with some of the things that you do have that bring you joy will help you be positive. Maybe that's something you can do. Spend some time cleaning out some drawers and seeing what you do have. Things like that, you know, and then engaging some of the stuff, you know, maybe because she's in a treasure chest, maybe you have some jewelry and you just like put it on for the day, or you wear it and you do something, or like, I don't know, as a dancer, as one who dances and has, you know, likes costuming and jewelry, you know, like from that perspective, maybe I would put on some beautiful jewelry and do a little dance for myself and the spirits that I work with. Something like that, you know? It's just like something that brings you joy. It could be anything. Okay, that's just an idea that came up. Hope. There is hope for you. There is hope for your journey. I feel like you get down on yourself. That's why I say there's hope for you. When I don't know, they didn't sound negative. But there is. There's a lot of abundance here. There's a lot of fertility. I feel a lot of fertility here. A lot of possibilities. And yeah, hope is definitely there. So even if you've been in like a funk before, you're definitely... Yeah. There's something about these cards, the way she's holding herself with hope, and like she's holding herself in this kind of like way, and then this one kind of like this. So yeah, sometimes you feel like you're closed, or you want to protect yourself. I'm getting that too, that they just like there's protection, but there's hope here. There's positivity. You just have to open yourself up, and you need to let go of some of the negative. I don't want to repeat negativity constantly, but that's really what it is. You're getting in that funk that you need to get out of soon. Because the sooner you get out of it, the better you're going to feel. Instead, you need to open yourself up. You know? Open yourself up to possibilities. Open yourself up to movement. Open yourself up to new ways of thinking and being. Oh, Lord. Is that a lot of them? No, it's just 3. Replacing what was lost. Here's a starfish. They're really great healers. You now have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew, okay? Create with new perspective and outlook. Yeah, new perspective and outlook. This card may also indicate abundance is on the horizon. Yeah, again, I think all this is true. You have this ability to recreate yourself. You're going to be recreating yourself. You're going to be bringing in abundance. Yeah, you're rejuvenating yourself. Again, a lot of maybe even this like close-up set. Like there's a time where you need to like heal, and then there's a time where you need to open up, but you don't want to be stuck in the healing portion of where you're hiding yourself and not being who you really need to be. Polite declaration. Remember, we also had the communication card come out as well, that you needed to communicate. You can move in whatever direction that you need to accomplish your goals. It is time for you to get out there. Time for you to get out there, right? You need to accomplish your goals. Move in any direction to accomplish your goals, okay? Claim what is yours and stay in your power. What am I saying? Yes. Claim what is yours. Know what is yours. Accept yourself and know where you're going and go there. Okay, move in any direction towards your goal, but move in that direction to your goals. You really do have, it's definitely in your grasp. You just need to watch your habits. Surrounded by prosperity. You are surrounded by your prosperity. You've got definitely a lot of prosperous cards out here. Your attention to being drawn into the infinite nature of reality, that which exists outside the known, is beyond measure. Your attention is being drawn to the infinite nature of reality, to which exists outside is known beyond. Yes. Also, yeah, there's this abundance, but I'm also getting a spiritual kind of undertone to this, right? Being connected. I almost feel like, when I look at this card, I almost feel like I can feel the fish swimming around me as if I was the turtle. Now that sounds kind of, but yeah, just looking at it, I almost feel like I can feel the water and the fish moving around. There's flow around you of prosperity, that flow of, yeah, there's definitely, that's that flow of prosperity around you. Yeah, this is great. Let's see. Persistent drive. Ooh. Ooh, we got that persistent drive of some sharks. Look, they look pretty determined. See what you desire and move towards the goal. It is time to zero in on your purpose. Use your intuition and instincts to guide you for the optimal outcome. Again, yeah, it's moving to. It keeps telling you to move towards your goals. Move towards your goals. Be determined. Dance. Oh my God, dancing in the rainbow. I mean, come on, look at that. Like that's just awesome. Break free from whatever you feel is holding you back. Remember the unraveling of breaking free? Yeah. Express happiness, the positivity. Find out what you truly desire. Yeah. Break free from whatever is holding you back. Express happiness. Find out for what you truly desire. Yeah, moving towards what you truly desire. Being playful too, and embracing that positivity, like I was saying. There's definitely something that you need to break free out of, and I believe it's the stagnant kind of like getting in this mood of being comfortable, not moving forward. You know what you want, but you need to move forward or move towards your goal. And then there is some mental habits that you get into, and outer habits. But all in all, this is very promising. Yeah, this is great. Very great. Anything else? Yeah. Love where you are. Remember that acceptance card? Love where you are. Okay? Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when discerning what you would like. I'm sorry, when determining what you would like. Knowing who you are, knowing what you want, knowing what you like. You know? Loving you and knowing who you are. Connect to source. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. Again, you do need to do some shifting, some mental shifting in order to do this. But it's not outside of the realm of what if you're able to do. Okay. Soul guardian. This always comes up. Yeah. Soul guardian. You're protected. You have a guide. You have guides. You have protectors. You have a lot of spiritual help. You definitely need to communicate. Ah, yeah. Deep spiritual time. You need to really communicate with your guides. Do some meditation. I'm getting path working with guides here because we have the tree of life here. Kabbalistic magic. Really, yeah. Yeah. Your guides want to help you. These spirits want to help you. Working with spirits on the tree of life. So we're talking strong energies here that really want to connect with you and really want to work with you, or that you should really work with. I feel like these would be determined spirits. These would really help you tap into that determination and that drive that will really help you move forward. Spirit. Ooh, we had this in the last ring. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Again, strong spirit guides. You need to... I feel like if you amp up your magic and work with really strong these really strong guides, that, yeah, don't be afraid to really tap into strong magic. Okay? Don't be afraid to look at things that are considered a little darker than what maybe the average person would delve into. Not saying that you should need to. I'm just saying it might be helpful. If you have like this really complacent, really gentle energy, sometimes working with spirits that are a little stronger, a little bit more forceful, is going to really help you move out into that kind of way of being yourself. Okay? Divine feminine. Okay? So also working with goddess energy, connecting with intuition, connecting with that inner knowing and that receptivity, drawing things to you. Okay? You're definitely going to be drawing a lot of abundance to you. Again, you just need to move forward. Know yourself. Know your weaknesses. Work on the things that hold you back. Let go of things that no longer serve you and are acting as barriers. And through spontaneous action, push yourself forward with determined growth, determined desire to really enter a new way of being, of transformation for yourself. You owe this to yourself. You owe this. It feels like it's time. It's really time you push yourself forward. Okay? You know, don't be afraid to embrace your inner strength. Hope is there for you, and so is abundance. With that being said, peace.